Hi, and welcome to Something to Talk About. I'm Linda McNamee, and for the next hour, we are going to get in the spirit of American independence, and we're going to talk about the 4th of July festivities here in Burlington. So get ready to find out all of the excitement that's going to be happening in just a few weeks. But before I begin, I would like to invite you, if you have a question for our guest this evening, whom you will meet momentarily, you can always give us a call at 781-270-9199, or you can email me at talk@bcattv.org. I love to get email. If you have a question suggested for a future topic, or just want to say hi, feel free to send me a note. And I would also like to thank the crew for this evening. We have Chris Flaherty, Christoph, who is a staff member here at BCAT, who makes sure that everything, including the show, runs smoothly and seamlessly, and he tries to make me look good, which is almost impossible, but thank you, Chris. We also have Colleen Moore, who is a volunteer here, and she has given up her Wednesday evening to direct the show, and she and Stephanie Floridas, who is also a volunteer here, they give up their Wednesday evenings to come and check out what we're going to talk about this evening. And last but definitely not least, I would like to thank my husband Paul for staying home for Daddy Date Night. Hopefully you're having fun. School vacation's coming up soon, and I don't know what I'm going to do then. But anyway, that's beside the point. I would like to introduce my wonderful guest for this evening, Mr. Mike Runyan.
Thank you.
Who is the chairperson of the 4th of July Parade Committee?
Co-chair.
Co-chair. Mm-hmm. Okay. And your other co-chair is?
Mary Nolte.
Mary. Thank you, Mary.
And my go-to person, my it girl, if you will, is Terry Tarpey Clement.
Okay.
Really the girl that makes
the eliminator
train
of
run.
Confusion. There
Absolutely,
you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. You're flying solo tonight.
I am tonight.
Very brave. Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to promote the 4th of July activities.
So I think 2 years ago,
yes,
believe it or not, you came on the show.
I don't know how you missed us last year. We didn't.
I was too busy getting my float ready.
That's right.
So, yes, you inspired me,
Yeah.
you and Terry, and I said, I got to do that. Mm-hmm. So last year, Something to Talk About was represented in the 4th of July Parade, and we are working on a float for again this year.
Wow.
So I'm really excited.
We love floats. We love floats.
It doesn't really float, though.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's homemade, and that's what people, I was talking to you earlier.
Dollar store supplies.
Hey, some crepe paper and bales of hay. It's not that difficult. But the folks along the parade route, we get a lot of feedback from the folks afterwards, and they always talk about the floats that that folks have made.
Cool.
They love those. They really do. So
is it too late to get a float?
There's still time out there if somebody wants to get the little neighborhood together or something and put together a float. We'll fit you in. We'll make it work.
You'll help.
We will.
You will help. Awesome
Yeah.
possum.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure half of Burlington knows you, but just as a refresher, can you kind of let us know a little bit about you and how you came to Burlington, although I think you grew up here.
Well, I pretty much grew up here. I came as a toddler
okay.
in the very early 60s.
And how you decided to get involved in the parade.
Well,
I know.
That's a different story.
That's a different story. Okay.
I wasn't seeking out that.
Okay. Well, let's back up. So you grew up
endeavor.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up here in town, school here and all that other stuff. Both my parents were involved in the community. My mom was involved with the League of Women Voters and other adventures in the community. My dad was on the JCs, so we were always, I was one of 7, and our parents always encouraged us to be part of the community, and I sort of embraced that. At an early age, I got involved with the Special Olympics program as a volunteer when I was about 12 years old, and I've just been going since then.
Excellent.
And I enjoy it very much.
Cool.
Yeah.
And now you live and work here in town.
Yeah, I do.
And those other duties as assigned, you got involved in the parade committee.
I did.
Or you were the parade committee.
It was almost, let's back up a little bit. Burlington has a long history of 4th of July activities, parade.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a youngster in town, there was always it was a whole day. There were events on the common, and there was always a parade, and so on and so forth. And then something happened in mid to late '80s, where whether it was the economics, I'm not exactly what happened there. It just sort of fizzled out, fell apart for a few years until the local Rotary Club sort of reinvented it and got things up and running again. And they did that for almost 10 years, and they did a nice job. But then they notified the Board of Selectmen a few years back that they just didn't have the resources. Their group had gotten a little bit smaller. It's no easy task putting this thing together.
Yeah, it's not something you just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to do a parade.
Yeah, it's involved, a little bit to it. And so, they came to us early on, gave us plenty of notice, and I had gone out and I approached several different service organizations in an attempt to try and get someone to carry on.
Over, yeah.
And we just didn't have any, we just weren't having any luck. And just as a last ditch, 11th hour effort, I threw something up on Facebook. And I got
do this with me?
It was Terry Tarpey was right on the phone calling me up, and he said, Mike, we have to do this. We can't let this tradition die
now there was like
without
a year.
a fight.
There was a year or two between when Rotary stopped doing it, or did you guys?
No, we picked it right up.
We did pick it right up.
Yeah,
okay.
there was so there's been no hiccup in between there.
Excellent.
Other than that learning curve that we had to.
You couldn't really do a mind meld data dump from their brain to yours to get everything.
Yeah,
so there's always a learning curve.
So once Terry sort of inspired me to go the extra mile, I was able to convince the membership at the local American Legion Hall to excuse me, be our main sponsor.
Oh, great!
And they were. I don't want to say they were enthusiastic at the thought, but I'll tell you what, they are now. They are now.
All right, if we have to.
After having done that first one, it's turned into just a wonderful event for them.
Which is a great credit to you, because it's like if it was a disaster, they'd say no, never again. But now they're like, yay!
Yeah.
So, which is awesome, excellent.
So it's great having their support there in terms of their, their status as a nonprofit and so on and so forth. It helps us in our recruiting efforts to get professional band pieces and sponsors and so on and so forth.
Where do you go for that? I mean, how do you?
Well,
recruit?
4th of July, it's not easy. We were kind of fortunate to get what we could. You might imagine all of these professional marching bands and parade pieces are very much in demand on the 4th of July. So we're a lot of competition with Wilmington, Chelmsford, our biggest competition.
They have a huge parade, I heard.
They have an enormous parade. Their budget is 3 or 4 times our budget. And I must say, the folks up in Chelmsford were very, very good to us, because we reached out to them our first year for some help and some advice and guidelines as to, how should we, how do we get started? Because none of us had any parade experience at all. So we're totally new at it. Yeah. So yes, thank you to those folks in Chelmsford. Very helpful.
And the American Legion.
And American Legion, yeah.
Okay. So do you is there like a list somewhere of professional bands, or do you have to like research?
We do a little research. In fact, funny, for example, I watched the St. Patrick's Day parade on television from home in South Boston there. And as pieces would go by on the television screen, I'd jot down, I'd make some notes. Terry was doing the same thing. And we'd go on the website, do searches. We got a few leads from the Rotary Club who had run the parade before, gave us a few leads that we were able to follow up. So we were able to, in relatively short order, put together a parade who we felt was, it runs about, 2 hours from start to finish. And it, because we start at 11 in the morning, where everything's all done by 1, and it leaves the rest of the afternoon for family time, whether you go home, cook out, what have you.
Cool.
So people seem to like that part of it. It's not, it doesn't take up your entire day.
But it starts at 11 because I think you had told me on the last show that some of these bands do like the whole circuit where they do an 8 o'clock parade and a 10 o'clock parade.
That's right. We've got, I think it's Dedham. We've got a group out of Dedham that they do an earlier morning parade, and then they'll bomb up here from Dedham, do
Jump
our
on
parade,
the bus.
and possibly get a third gig somewhere else in the area.
So what happens if they get stuck in traffic or something?
Oh, they'll at the end of the line, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't missed anyone yet.
Okay.
Everybody's made it.
Excellent.
Everyone's made it so far.
Okay.
Each year, some of them have been close. State police troopers sometimes cut it close. Those guys. But they just fall in line wherever they want anyway.
I think they appreciate their spot in line because I think the
last
couple of years they're
it's
right
funny
near the
how those
cheerleaders.
guys, funny how they get there. That's not where they are on the program, Linda, but that's where they end up with the Patriots cheerleading.
How convenient!
I know.
As long as I'm not behind them, because the horses might leave presents along the parade.
No, we've got that under control.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's always good. So, other than the three of you, you and Terry and who's the other
Mary
one? Mary
Nolte. Those are my key.
How big is the
key
committee?
players. It's not very big at all, actually. In fact, we're always welcoming volunteers. Anyone who would like to help out. We have perhaps I have perhaps 10 regular members that come to our meetings.
But for a 2
but
hour
we did
long
plenty.
parade,
We've got room to expand. We've got room to expand. There's
always
all
room
kinds
for
of
one more.
components to preparing for the parade.
When do you start preparing for the parade? Like July 5th, or
pretty much,
like,
Linda.
Wow,
Yeah. Once this is over, then we sort of assess what we had.
The good, the bad, and the
we
ugly.
always have some little critiques that we had some gaps in the parade. For example, 2 years ago that we felt we needed to close up. So we start talking about that. How can we close that gap? What if we put this group there, another mix things up to keep it flowing?
Oh, so there's a science to it.
I guess. I guess so. It's our science. It's worked for us so far.
Hey, it's a work in progress.
But yeah, we actually do. We sort of kick it around a little bit during the summer months, and as we get closer to the end of the year, then we really start to
end
ramp
of the
it up a
calendar
little
year?
bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of suspecting that it's probably like January that you kind of.
Yeah,
start
you really
cranking
have
it
to
up.
get going. These people book fast. Like I said, there's a lot of competition out there.
Okay.
If I don't reach out to these
Yeah.
professional band
Can you stand at the end of the
pieces,
parade route with next year's contract and say, hey?
we probably could. They've been very good to us. They've been really dedicated. We've only lost one group, and it was a nice little group out of Manchester, New Hampshire, actually, that drove down here, the Muchachos. We're happy to have them. They're wonderful. Large. They said something about the hill was a little too much for them. I don't recall that. I think it was at the start line.
Oh. Now, the parade route starts at the Presbyterian Church.
Correct.
Where Wilmington Road meets Cambridge Street.
Correct.
And it heads down Cambridge Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then it branches off to Wynn.
Left on Wynn Street.
Now, has it always done that?
That was the original parade route.
And then it ends at Memorial School.
Correct. That was the original. When I was a kid, that was always the route. And
because I'm just wondering, did it at one point go up to the
went
Common?
up the
and
hill.
That could be the hill.
Well, that was the hill that when Rotary was doing it, they brought it up the hill, and it ended at the town common, and they had events on the common, so it was nice.
Yeah.
But the folks getting up that hill,
yeah,
it was challenging for them.
Brutal.
It really was.
Especially sometimes
for some of the older,
in 90-degree heat
folks,
too. And
on a warm day, the cars, the classic cars, it was challenging for them. Mm-hmm. But also, so we thought, again, well, American Legion being our primary sponsor.
Gotta go right by the American Legion.
Sure, so we brought it back to the original route.
Okay.
Mainly level.
It is pretty level.
Mainly tree-lined street. It's approximately 2 miles.
Okay.
Pretty comfortable walk for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was very pleasant last year.
Yeah. And so, you know, as we go by the American Legion, it's sort of a reviewing stand. BCAT, you folks, your BCAT's there.
That's
set
right.
up with your. I hope Rich is going to be back to announce the parade for us this year.
Haven't talked with him, but
yeah.
I'm sure it's on his
So
agenda.
it's very festive,
Very festive
atmosphere down there, and in fact, along the entire parade route.
Excellent.
Yeah, we get nice crowds.
Yeah.
Their estimates were about 4,000 people
Really?
along the parade route. Yeah. So we get
Wow,
a
that's
good turnout. Yeah. it
That
was.
is really great.
Yeah, we're pleased.
So, what are some of the things that are new to the parade this year?
This year.
Or do you want to say since you've taken over?
No. Well, there's always something new.
Okay.
We're always able to find
Okay.
one or two new pieces, despite the
Don't mean to put any pressure on you.
despite the demand for these people.
Okay.
You know, the Patriots cheerleaders were a couple of years ago. We got them, and they've been
Okay.
consistent with us.
Excellent.
State police horses were something new a couple of years ago that we're able to get hold of. This year, we're very, very pleased and fortunate, I might add, to get the Shriners, the Aleppo Shriners
Oh,
are
cool.
sending a couple of different pieces to us this year. And I don't want to give away
Okay.
all of the
They'll
secrets,
have to
but if
come to the
anybody's
parade
been to,
route and find
if you've been to a parade where the Shriners were involved, it's a real treat. They're very, very,
Very festive.
entertaining.
Oh, they are.
They're very entertaining, and of course, you know, what they do for the children,
Oh,
burn victims.
yeah. It's
just
amazing the
that's
work that they do.
An incredible group of volunteers, just incredible. I happen to have my nephew who was badly burned as an infant, and so
Ooh.
he was cared for 18 years at no cost to the family at the Shriners
Wow.
Children's Burn Institute in Boston. And
I love happy endings.
oh my word, just incredible people. So we're very pleased that we were
Excellent.
able to get them to join us
Yes,
this year.
we've had Shriners represented on this show
Yeah,
twice.
they're wonderful people.
They
Can't say enough about them. So yeah,
Okay.
we're excited about that piece.
Yeah, but if I'm in the parade, I won't be able to see them.
Oh, you'll see them. You can't miss them. You can't miss these
Can't miss
people.
them. That's true.
You'll see them at the lineup anyway. They'll be as
That's
we're all
true.
lined up.
That's
you'll
true.
You'll get a peek of them, and I'm
Okay.
sure and they don't sit still. They'll probably be doing their thing up and
They'll
down
be- yeah.
the road ahead of the parade anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, last year you had, now we mentioned American Legion being the
Yes.
primary sponsor.
Correct.
Now, are there other sponsorship opportunities?
Oh, have we got sponsorship opportunities, Linda? Oh, have we got?
Tell
as you
me
might
more,
imagine,
Mike.
As you might imagine, okay, it costs money to get these professional marching bands here.
Okay.
I mentioned Chelmsford's budget was somewhere in the $90,000 range
Wow.
for them to run their parade. We're much less than that. We're fortunate. Town meeting provides us a sum of money in the spring each year that sort of takes care of our public safety.
Okay, yeah, because you'd have to have
cost.
police detail.
We needed a lot of
yeah.
road closures. The
Oh,
DPW
yeah,
guys need to
that's-
come out with the sawhorses,
Right.
some rec people, fire, EMS.
Well, yeah.
Things that all those things need to be put in place, and there's a cost associated with that. But these other marching bands.
So the
and,
town provides the
They
safety.
we get enough money for that
Okay.
to cover the public safety aspect.
Thank you,
of it.
Burlington.
Yes, thank you, town meeting. They've been great to us for many years in that regard. And then it's left up to us to raise the rest of the funds for to pay for some of these
participants.
professional participants.
Okay.
Other associated costs. We have a few, some staff volunteer T-shirts and some ribbons
golf
for,
cart.
ribbons for floats. The little golf cart. We get a couple of golf carts that are donated.
Oh, excellent.
Jimmy Martin, a local landscaper,
Okay.
gives us one, and the good people over in Woburn Lions Club allow us to use theirs. So
Excellent.
we sort of beg, borrow, and steal. We
Temporarily
pay for what
displaced.
we
don't
can.
steal.
We pay for what we can, and
Beg for the rest.
We beg for the rest. The Patriots cheerleaders, for example. Now we've got to pay them to come out and be part of the parade. But the
Okay.
nice thing about this, and this is a lot of people probably don't realize, the money goes to the craft charitable foundation. It doesn't go to the girls that are out here
okay.
that do the parade. And I don't know whether it's a contractual obligation for their part or not. But
Okay.
but anyhow, to have them out is there's a cost for that. There's a cost for the marching bands. The Shriners obviously are here to help support their hospital efforts and so on and so forth. So so we need to raise. we try to raise about $20,000 ourselves. That's about average what we've been.
Okay. Now there was recently, was it Wild Wings?
Wild Wings, yeah, we had a little
a fundraiser there
fundraiser
recently.
at Wild Wings. I haven't got the results of that yet, but
Any
thank you to
fundraisers?
Wild Wings.
Yes,
yeah, that
definitely.
was a nice one. We did one at King's the year before. King's. We have a lot of good. We have a lot of good corporate neighbors here in Burlington. We're fortunate in that regard.
And the list just keeps growing.
It
Yeah,
does.
King's was represented last year.
Yeah, they
in
send
the
a little
parade.
bowling pin and,
The bowling
and
pin, bowling-
someone else.
Yeah. And I think Goldfish School had the little goldfish.
Yeah, a lot of
guy.
small businesses. It's a great opportunity for small businesses. Even like somebody like TD Bank, for example, they've got a nice van with their company logo and stuff like that. They just drove that in the parade. They dolled it up a little bit, and
Cool.
I think they were handing out little trinkets or candies or something along the parade route. So it was good for small businesses who want to get a little bit of exposure.
So there isn't
they're
a
all
cost
welcome.
to be in the
Oh,
parade?
not at all.
Okay.
No.
So like, thankfully I don't have to,
No fee for you to enter.
no fee for me. I don't get paid, but
Yours.
that's okay.
That's
It's
all right.
fun doing it.
It is fun doing it.
And I'm at home, and my driveway is starting to fill up with pieces that won't fit in my garage, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. My husband's like, when is it going to be over? Now, what are some of the other sponsors for this year's parade?
Oh my goodness, we've got.
Because we have plenty of
Do you mind?
opportunities.
I've got a lot of sponsors. We've got different levels of sponsorship, but
Okay.
we've got our big platinum sponsor is Keurig. Keurig, who moved to Burlington.
Yes.
We calls Burlington their home now. We're the
Excellent.
North American headquarters for Keurig.
Wow.
They've come up. They're our platinum sponsor at
Excellent.
a
Now, is this
certain
their
level of
first
fun.
year sponsoring us?
This
or
is actually
sponsoring
their,
you?
I believe this is the third year with
Third
Keurig.
year, okay.
Yeah, they've been very good to us.
Excellent.
Keurig's been very good. And if you don't, you'll recognize most of the names. I mean, because these are the businesses that you see
Around town.
who time and time
again.
and time again are there to support so many different events. Relay for Life
Right.
is just one that comes to mind.
Okay.
And anything that's going on in the town common, it's these same guys time and time again that we rely on, and thank goodness, and I love you all. But we got Wegmans. They've been since they've been in town. They've been a great
Definitely.
sponsor. Reamer and Bronstein, a local legal firm
Law
here
firm,
in
yeah.
town. Gutierrez Company. It's a Burlington company. They're
Oh,
a
that's
Burlington
right. Okay,
family
I've
who've
seen
done
them
very, very
everywhere.
well. They
You're
do a lot
right.
of good stuff here in town. Herb Chambers, another one.
Now, is Herb Chambers sponsoring the Are we having fireworks?
We
this
are.
year?
We're having fireworks.
Okay.
They did sponsor a fireworks event for Rec a few years ago.
Oh,
They
okay.
they
The Celebrate
absorbed-
Burlington?
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a milestone of some sort, but they picked up the
Well,
cost.
the
one
Rec
time for
department
that.
is the Parks and Rec is celebrating 50 years this year.
Are they?
Yes,
So
they
they'll
are.
probably want to do fireworks again.
So they're
too.
probably going to want to do fireworks.
The thing about the fireworks, we love it. We added it to the program last year.
It was phenomenal.
But again, supply and demand. Being the 4th of July, you can imagine
Yeah.
the price is
And you want
double
somebody,
what it would be in
so I didn't know what they're
any
doing.
other day of the year.
Right.
So we're paying a premium to have the fireworks. But I didn't go up to Common. I was exhausted last year to watch the fireworks. I heard them from home, but by
Okay.
all accounts, it was an incredible
they were
success.
phenomenal.
It was standing room only, the Simons Park, the Common, full of people enjoying the fireworks. It was a great.
And it was one of the most amazing fireworks displays I've ever seen.
Was it? I'm glad to hear that.
So
And you know
yeah,
what?
it was phenomenal. So if you could get if you got whoever you did last year,
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
got the
happy.
same crew coming back. You know what? That's part of. You know what? We've been able to grow this program in just 4 short years. So we're really proud of the effort that the committee has
Excellent.
put into the 4th of July package, and hopefully we could expand, in the future even more. Maybe some events on the
last-
common, maybe in the morning for the children or
Okay.
something.
But speaking of events on the common, wasn't there music on the common before the fireworks started?
Yes,
Was there a
there
DJ?
is.
Tell
No,
me more.
You probably remember Police Chief Fran Hart.
Yes.
You know Fran.
I do know.
Well, Fran, honestly, I'm telling you, we called him up
He's on a
at the
Beatles
last
tribute
minute.
band, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he does a little bit of contemporary, a little country western, a little
Cool.
beat a little bit of everything. But we got in touch with Fran at the last minute last year, and you know what? He dropped whatever his plans he might have had for 4th of July, and he come on up to the bandstand and he entertained the crowd
Excellent.
for an hour or so. So this year he's coming back, but he's bringing the rest of the band with him. So we reached out to him early enough to make that happen. So
Don't make
Fran
any other plans.
Fran will be there with his band. They'll be there. They'll probably play for I believe a couple hours ahead of the fireworks.
Excellent.
And the fireworks will probably
So
go
the
off somewhere
fireworks-
with at 9 o'clock or
Yeah,
something.
I was about to guess about 9-ish.
About that, around dusk, whatever time that
Okay.
would be. I'm guessing about 9 o'clock.
Before the mosquitoes come out.
Yeah.
We don't have
Mosquitoes.
mosquitoes.
I don't want to talk
we
about
don't have
mosquitoes.
mosquitoes.
No.
So, you were talking hopefully longer term in the future. It might be nice to have some events on the common either before or afterwards.
Yeah,
or-
it's something we'd like to do. We just haven't had the
Okay.
resources to do it. Again, by being a small
Mm-hmm.
committee of about 10 people, we just can't
Right.
do it all.
You're right.
And
And have a life,
yeah, well,
Does your wife still know who you are?
yeah, well, you know what? She's very helpful. Honest to God, she's helps. She's part of our committee.
Oh, okay.
And she's good at other details.
Okay.
But I think the biggest challenge, honestly, is the morning of the event, getting everybody lined up in the right
Order.
spot
Before they
get-
close the roads.
and getting them out on time. We like to pride
Ah,
ourselves
wow.
on, we're starting at 11, rain or shine. In fact, the first year we did it, you might recall we had a hurricane chasing us that day. And we just managed to get it in.
I think I do
Where a lot
remember
of other communities were canceling their
We're gonna do
event.
it.
We
We're
did
gonna
it.
do it.
We're going for it. So rain or shine, we're going for it.
Hopefully more shine than rain.
I'm
because
hoping so, too.
I'm not really sure if
Odds are
I
pretty
wanna-
good we'll have a good
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
And last year it worked out for the parade committee.
Yeah, it was pretty-
because for the fireworks,
Yeah.
we hadn't gotten into severe drought yet, so you were still able to launch them. You're
We were able to launch them.
But they had to
fire
keep-
department has a difference of opinion because we actually were into a bit of a drought. It was
okay.
still pretty dry, and they did have to go stomp out a few.
okay.
Um,
Well, I'm just thinking
little
that
brush
Celebrate
fires.
Burlington had to
That was
cancel them
canceled.
altogether
Yeah.
because it was like July to August,
Right.
big difference.
Yeah. So everything looks good right now. Got plenty of rain. We're only 3 weeks away. Hopefully everything's a go.
Excellent. So we mentioned some of the professional groups
Yes.
marching. What are some of the other groups that have confirmed that they will be participating? Some of the
Ooh.
community groups.
Well, Terry's got the whole list there, but I'm
Terry's
just
got
gonna,
the
I'm just gonna go from memory, and I mean,
Okay.
there's Girl Scouts, there's Cub Scouts.
Cub Scout. I know the Cub
things like
Scouts
that.
are
We've got
marching.
some. We've got a lot of antique cars,
The-
classic cars, like that.
Burlington High School Robotics Club was in
Aren't
it.
they fun? I love that. Yeah,
They
they come with their
were.
little. I think
Robot.
they had a frisbee thing or something, and it's
Yeah.
remote controlled, and
That was pretty fun.
yeah.
Oh wait,
a lot
there
of
was-
veterans groups that
Okay.
come and march.
Weren't there
we get
also
some people
some
from
like
Hanscom.
Revolutionary War with the muskets
Yeah, they
or
enjoy
something?
the period costumes. Yeah, Minutemen and so forth. Yeah, they
I think
enjoy
I jumped
coming.
so high the first time somebody fired off a musket.
Yeah, they don't really give you any warning. You have to
No,
be
they
you have to be
don't.
prepared for that.
Even if you are prepared, like I was watching them because I think they were like a few groups ahead of us,
Yeah.
staring at them. I'm like,
Are
okay,
they
here it
gonna let-
comes, here it
yeah.
comes, here it comes, and I still jumped.
Hey, you know what? There's a group. They're youngsters. They're out of Lynn. I don't know if it's Lynn English or ROTC. group there, they march and then they stop and they
do the
do
little,
a little twists
yeah.
and turns and they spin their little rifles and
Yeah.
they put on quite a show. They're
That
really
was
very
pretty
impressive,
cool,
and
yeah.
I'm going to guess that they're just high school age
I think so.
kids. They're really remarkable, very
Are
entertaining.
they coming back? Do you know?
They're coming back.
Yay!
Yeah, we love having them.
I'm surprised they're not doing something closer to home.
Again,
not
we're-
that Lynn's not really far away,
Yeah,
but
well, again, I think we were really fortunate to be able to get what we
it's
got,
really cool. Yeah.
and to hang on to them.
So, again, I know you mentioned that Terry has the list, but ballpark, how many groups make up a 2-hour parade?
Well, I don't know exactly. We've got we have 4 divisions.
Okay.
We break them up so that helps us line them up. You're a Division 1, you're a
Okay.
3, et cetera, et cetera. There's probably, I don't know, maybe each division may consist of, depending on who's in there, if it's a large marching band, and there wouldn't be too many others, but let's say, Linda, 15 to 20
Per division?
per division perhaps, so
Okay.
somewhere in the order of 60 or so, 60, 70.
That's a good group.
It is a pretty good group, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Now, just thought of a conversation that we had earlier.
Mhm.
We have a grand marshal of the parade, do we not?
We do. We've
And how
we've had
is
a
the
grand
marshal?
because it's an
identified?
American Legion
Okay.
is our primary sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
The American Legion usually chooses, not usually, always chooses a local veteran
Okay.
to represent the American Legion as the Grand Marshal.
Okay.
This year, our Veterans Director, Chris Hannafin,
Mm-hmm.
submitted the name of Mr. Harry Dern. It's a very
Okay.
distinguished military career.
Okay.
I don't have the complete bio on Mr. Dern just
Okay.
yet. I know
But if they
I know
go to
all
the
his kids, and I know
parade-
Mr. Dern.
If they go to the parade, they'll get a program that has it, right?
That's right, and
Okay.
I'll be issuing a presser also
Okay.
for with.
Oh,
a
was
nice
it not
little
official yet?
Oh, it's official.
Oh, okay.
It's official. So, Harry Dern.
Okay.
He raised his family down there off of Peach Orchard Road. They've been here forever.
Thank you, Harry.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Kind of a quiet, shy guy. Kind of unassuming. I don't think Harry's interested in actually riding in the parade.
Fair enough.
He's thrilled that we, that
Well, it's nice to be recognized.
Mr. Hannafin
Yeah.
submitted his name, and we're recognizing him. So
Okay.
I don't believe he's going to be in the parade, but he
Okay.
will be our guest of honor, receive the VIP treatment
We'll have
at
to have
the
a nice
American
seat
Legion.
at the reviewing stand.
Exactly. He'll be front and center at the reviewing
There
stand.
you go. And you've created a new category or recognition
We have.
this year.
We have, and it's something that I've been thinking about for the past couple of years.
Okay.
I think it's great that we have a grand marshal and appropriate that being a veterans
Absolutely.
organization that sponsor it, that they
And the whole
that
4th of
they-
July, Independence Day, it's kind of
It's
has a
pretty
military
mu-
component.
It does. It does. But I've felt that we're really limiting our choices in terms of who is recognized in the community, and we've got so many people that contribute to Burlington here that I thought that ought to be a second category. And I'm going back to my childhood because as a kid, there was always an outstanding citizen
Okay.
in the parade. So I thought we were going to bring that back, and I've convinced
Cool.
the committee that this year we're going to go ahead and bring back that outstanding citizen category that sort of recognizes almost like
An outstanding citizen.
a lifetime achievement award, in other words.
Okay.
We're looking for folks who've given back over a lengthy period of time to the community in various ways. And this year, I'm very proud to share with you that we've chosen Mr. Al Fay.
Yay!
For
And I
so
think
many
Colleen has a
reasons.
picture of him too.
Um,
Can we see that picture,
I
Colleen?
think we have, there he is right there. There's my friend Al
Yay!
Fay.
Then again,
Al's been-
why do we need a picture? Everybody
Sure,
knows
who doesn't
Al.
know Al? Who hasn't ridden in
And his fire
Al's
truck.
antique fire truck. The thing's probably made 10,000 passes around the town common. He's at the Pine Glen
He's at
Carnival every
everything.
spring. He's
And he also
everywhere.
organized Truck Day for many, many
Linda,
years.
I could go on and on and on with all of Al's
Well,
accomplishments.
it's an excellent choice.
You know what, from his service, with a career in the fire service,
That's
to,
true.
Board of Selectmen, Planning Board, Town Meeting, Housing Authority, Truck Day. I mean, I just go on and on and on and
Yeah.
on.
It's
Talk
pretty much a
about
no-brainer.
some of the, you know, he was involved in that what I think is a brilliant thing the town did was with the land swap to save the Grandview Farm and create some affordable senior housing through a very creative three-way complicated land swap. That Al was part of that thing, and
Wow.
among other things. So I mean, for over 50 years, he's been giving back to the community, and so we thought appropriate
Excellent.
that he'd be a perfect candidate
Great
for
choice.
outstanding citizen this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this position or this recognition will always be the choice of the committee, or will there eventually be like nominations?
There's always nominations. You know, during the course of leading up to the parade, I've announced numerous times at my selectmen's meetings. I try to update, as we get closer. And so, if you have somebody in mind you think you'd like to nominate, we're happy to accept nominations from the community.
Okay.
We'll happily review them and vote on them and.
Exactly, because there's no way the committee will
You know
know
what I'd like to
everybody
do?
in
There's
Burlington,
so many
although
people
everybody
you
knows
can't
Al.
possibly recognize everybody in town. I wish we could. I'd like to put 50 cars in the thing, because I'm proud of this community. We've got a lot of. We wouldn't be what we are today without people that give back to the community. We've got so
Right.
many people here. So if I could put 50 people in the parade, I would. But yes, the answer is yeah. Next year
Okay.
you get some. Anybody out there listening have a candidate in mind, would love to hear from you.
Excellent. Okay. So we've talked about any secret advice. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at my notes. Secret or advice for spectators along the parade route.
Well,
Things to
well,
do, things not to do.
you know what? It's the nice thing is it's a lot of Wynn Street is shaded. So
That's
if it's
true.
if it's
Okay.
warm, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not typically too thing. But be aware of the weather. Be aware of the environment, and certainly be aware if you're bringing toddlers with you, youngsters with you. No, we don't. We ask that our people do not just throw things from a moving vehicles. Okay, if they want to hand out candies or
Hand them out,
little toys
don't
or whatever they want to
throw
do,
them.
they should be walking alongside
Okay.
their parade piece and handing out those vehicles. We don't want anybody darting out to.
Running in front of moving vehicles
Yeah,
to.
absolutely, and we know horses. We get the horses and other
Don't want to spook the
other
horses.
motorized things that could be hazardous.
Understood.
So we want everyone to be safe. We want everybody to be happy.
Absolutely.
We want everyone to go home in one piece at the end of the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of going home in one piece,
Yeah.
it is 4th of July,
Yes.
and sometimes it can get very, very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any first aid along the parade route for either spectators
you know what, we-
or participants?
No.
Okay.
We looked at that. We looked at
Okay.
the possibility of maybe having some EMTs along the parade route.
Well, I know there would be a cost involved because it's,
Yeah, we gave it some thought, and
Okay.
depending on the size of the crowd, and given its proximity to the fire department, the parade route, not unlike Memorial Day or any other Veterans Day event or anything else like that. Okay, given their proximity to the fire department, if we needed them,
could get there.
they're right there. They'll get down there.
Okay.
And, that's.
So there's not
there's a problem-
exclusive parade EMT coverage, but there's
Not yet. We may get to that point.
Okay.
If the crowds continue to grow and our event continues to grow,
Okay.
it's certainly a consideration. Yeah, but we
just
feel
curious.
pretty safe. No,
No
good
pressure.
question.
No pressure. No pressure. So, okay, I'm looking at. Okay, what other kind of volunteers do you need for the parade? You know, you mentioned that. You know, you get the little golf carts. And you need help. I mean, could somebody just volunteer for the day of the parade itself?
Oh, that's really where I need. Like I had mentioned earlier at the start. Yeah, if somebody wants to come down and help me line them up, I'd be happy to put them to work.
We'll work for T-shirt.
I got to tell you what, if you get somebody with some fundraising background, that's someone who has a knack for twisting arms or something like that, would be helpful. Because I hate asking for money. I hate knocking on these people's doors. I hate to do it.
Yeah.
And I would love to pass that responsibility on to someone else. But you know what?
But you've been so successful.
I just mentioned some of these sponsors. You know what? I send them a little email, and Mike, don't worry, checks in the mail. They're just awesome. As much as I hate to press them like that, but they're there again. And I told you, I read some of them to you before.
They're doing everything, so it's like
they really are.
I need to ask you again.
Leahy, well, it's not Leahy Clinic anymore. No, it's Leahy Health and Hospitals. They've rebranded themselves. You know that, yeah. So they've been a major sponsor of ours. The Scola family here in Burlington, they have a company in Boston called Boston Sword and Tuna Seafood Company. They've been happy to help us out too, and we're happy to have them. So those are a few of our other major sponsors.
Corporate sponsors.
Yeah.
Now, could somebody be an individual and sponsor?
Oh, sure, we do that. We have a few individuals that some people send us $25. Some others, some people just want to chip in. People attended our fundraisers. Okay, so a lot of people came out to King's last year.
Excellent.
I'm hoping a lot of people had gone down to Buffalo Wild Wings this year, and actually I enjoyed myself. I went down there. I'd not been in there before. The Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm
not a buffalo wing kind of guy, but you know what?
Because buffaloes don't have wings.
No, I don't know where they find these. I don't know.
It's Buffalo,
New York State or something.
It
they
is
get
a
them.
New
I
York
think
State
it is.
thing, yeah.
But actually their menu was much more than the wings.
More than
but
just
the wings
buffalo
they had,
wings.
they're not. You can get like barbecue.
Burn your
ones
face off.
and Yeah, you can get mild ones, sweet ones. You don't have to go down. Their chart is interesting. Their chart was from green to
burn your
orange
face
or
off.
something like that.
Wow.
And probably burn your lips off. I don't know. I wouldn't dare.
Never taste food
I would never
again.
go down that. I would never go down that far down the chart. No,
No, I don't think I could either.
Yeah.
So, well, that's pretty cool. How would somebody become a volunteer if they wanted to help you the day of the event? Is it a Facebook site?
We've got a website. Boy, I believe it's burlingtonjuly4th.com.
Okay, but they could always Google
we're on Facebook.
Okay.
You can reach me through the selectman's office or my own email, mike@michaelrunyan.com.
Okay.
If you know Terry or any of the other committee members, you want to, you get a little time in the morning to help us line everybody up, we'll be happy to put you to work.
Cool.
Or you just want to be a regular part of the committee. We're happy. We've got plenty of room to expand. There's always,
Okay.
I'm better at assigning tasks than actually carrying
You're a
them
very
out
good
myself.
delegator.
I can delegate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about, so if anybody wants to become a volunteer,
Yep. Get in touch with me. We'll put you to work. Yeah.
find you, and you're pretty easy to find.
I never leave town. I'm always in Burlington.
Talked about the new and improved parade. Well, not new and improved. The parade route.
Yeah.
When do the roads close? Has that been determined yet?
Yeah.
And are there detours, or are you just on your own?
You can get around. They close Cambridge Street at 10 o'clock from Skilton Lane to Wilmington Road.
Oh, okay, so that's
And that
about
gives
an hour
us that
before.
1 hour
Okay.
period of time to line everybody
So how do the
out.
parade participants get there? They have to be there by 10?
We like to get them there by 10. I'm going to start lining
Okay.
up at 10. I can stage some of them behind like Lakash's there.
Oh, okay.
until the road closes, and then I can start bringing them up. Others will, the police will see them and, wave them through and send them around. But yeah, you want to avoid the Cambridge Street, Skilton Lane to Wilmington Road.
Okay.
From 10 to say noon.
Okay.
Once the parade turns the corner on Wynn Street, then they'll reopen Cambridge. So it's going to be an inconvenience for some folks.
But there's enough other opportunities. Since it goes down Wynn, you can always go down, Bedford Street and Francis Wyman.
Yeah, the police do a good job.
They do a good job.
Director. I mean, and believe me, they give.
And down Wilmington Road, there's a lot of
Jerry
side streets.
McDonough and Bernie Scipoletti from the traffic division there. They put a lot of thought into that. They don't just willy-nilly put up the barricades and stuff like that. They've got a pretty well
roads closed. Have fun.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And they work very well with us.
Excellent.
I have to say they've been a pleasure to work with. In fact, everyone's been a pleasure to work with. DPW very helpful. The fire departments there. The chief reaches out to the surrounding communities to get us additional fire trucks to come and be part of the parade.
Cool.
Yeah. So we get a lot of support from the town.
Excellent.
We really do, and we couldn't do it without their help.
So, what happens if the weather doesn't cooperate?
Nothing.
Nothing. You go
We're
anyway.
I
know you've been to a hurricane.
We did it in the hurricane, so we're a go. We're pretty sure. I mean, it would have to be a pretty serious weather to.
Now, who would make that decision? Would it be something that you would make as
suppose it would be up
chairperson,
to,
or would it be
probably Terry? She makes all the decisions. So.
No, but I wasn't sure if there'd be a safety concern if there's hurricane force
winds.
If
there
you
was,
really don't want people.
When we did have the hurricane thing, no, the town didn't. They didn't pressure us or question our decisions. They went with our choice
I wasn't
to
sure
carry
if it was
on.
Protocol or something. If
there is, we haven't encountered it yet, so we'll see.
It's the first
kind
time.
of fly by the seat of our pants, and when I think at the end of the day I think we've been pretty successful. I've always gotten good feedback.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at my notes. We talked about. I know we mentioned the fireworks display earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Where else, other than the Common, do you think you'll be? Now, are the fireworks being launched from behind the rec center again?
That's where that seems to be the new launch site of choice. They used to, Linda, you might remember in previous years, they used to use the high school. They did a few launches from down there, but I think, it sat so low down there at the high school that it was kind of challenging to see them unless you happened to be sitting across the street from the football field. So a couple of years ago, I must have been Rec who decided to use the field behind Rec. It's higher, it's one of the higher spots in town. And
now,
so
can people sit on the lawn of the rec center?
No, they don't. They would discourage you from being that close to the fireworks themselves. But
I'm like, that would be a safety issue.
Simons Park and the town common are all
the town
perfect.
common was packed.
They come up. Although I wasn't there, I saw plenty of photos, but looks like they come up over the roof of the police station.
It does,
from a lot of the photos that I had saw.
It was pretty
And so you get
cool.
a really good view from the Common and Simons Park are probably the two best spots
and
to
if you go to
watch
Simons
from.
Park, you'll hear former Chief Hart's band.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool. Now, another question that's not on my cheat sheet, so feel free to say, I have no idea.
Okay.
Now, at Simons Park,
Yeah.
as well as just about every parade you go to in other towns, they have the little vendors selling the glow sticks and the parade wands and everything. Is that something that those vendors just randomly show up, or do you invite them, or
We do not.
how does that work?
We don't invite them. There are different ways
Okay.
that works. Again, we're a small committee. We could, other communities do, they will have vendors that are licensed, and there's probably some split of the proceeds with those authorized vendors. We've chosen not to go that route. again, because we don't have the resources, we just want to put on the parade, we do the fireworks. So, if vendors are out there, okay, I've not heard that they've been a problem. If the ice cream,
they haven't. I'm just
if
wondering.
the ice cream guys are out there pushing ice cream, or someone's hawking those.
No, the ice cream
those,
guy was the glow things.
the glow things that.
The ice cream guy was
we're
very,
not
very
affi-
nice to me at the end of
Were they?
last year's parade. Yes.
I've had a few people ask me about it, and I've only told them that it's not something our committee's involved with, but they can go through the proper permitting
Okay.
with the town clerk's office or whoever
Okay.
they should be
Okay.
checking in with.
Okay.
So I really
They need
have no
permission
control.
to be there.
Well, I believe
but
there's
it's
yeah.
not
Well, they're
through
supposed to
the
have some
committee.
sort of permission to hawk their wares, I suppose, along the parade.
I mean, it's
But
festive, and it wouldn't
yeah.
be 4th of July
it's
without
typical. It's not
the
uncommon to see
blinky
them.
lights.
We do the Halloween parade in Woburn. We go quite often, and yeah, they're how they do that. Honestly, I don't know. So maybe as we grow, maybe there's an opportunity there for us to, capitalize on that component of the parade.
Aspect, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It might be worth investigating.
Okay, so you just mentioned, future, and we've kind of
Yeah.
talked about future. So looking back over the past 4 years,
Yes.
in an ideal world, where would you like to see the parade in 5 years from now?
Similar.
Or 4th of July
Yep.
events?
I'm kind of content with the length of our parade, the
Okay.
time frame, that 2-hour time frame, the route, and everything else like that. I think where we would like to make up in our parade is we'd like to get some more additional music pieces in there. We didn't have enough music. Again, going back to the supply and demand thing. Obviously, schools out. We would love nothing more than to have the Burlington High School
Oh, that would be cool.
kids in the parade.
Yeah.
But schools out. They're just unfortunately they're just not available. They're absolutely awesome on Memorial Day and Veterans
That's
Day,
true,
and
they
when
are.
school's in, and they're so talented. Even the middle school. I go to the middle school
Yeah,
for
that's true.
events sometimes, and the middle school chorus and.
Wonder if
These
Real
kids are
School of Music
amazing.
has, mobile groups that perform.
We've reached out to them
Okay.
actually, because I know they're right here locally.
Yeah.
We thought they were.
And they do a lot, like you were saying,
Yeah.
they do.
4th of July is a little challenging. Families
A
are
lot of
away. It's
families are gone.
vacation.
Yeah.
So to pull all those
Something
pieces together is not easier said than done. But we try.
And you do an
we reach
excellent
out to
job
them.
too.
We do all right. So yeah, a little more music would
Music, okay.
would be nice. There's the one area we think that we could really need to improve on,
That would be cool.
but it's not easy.
And even if it's a band, they could be a float and a musical group.
Well, funny, because we have to think outside the box a little bit. So my
Flatbed trailer.
my son Michael happens to be he's musically inclined, and he's over in Woburn, the Guitar Center or something over there.
Okay.
So he was talking to them. In fact, heard from him today. They may have one or two
Musicians.
musicians, probably young rock and roll type.
It's
guys.
music.
If I could find them a flatbed and a generator to charge their amplifiers, we can,
Oh, that would be
one way
wonderful.
to infuse a little more music into
That would be cool. Yeah, the
into the
generator,
thing.
I think, is the biggest.
There was a few years back. There was a group of, I don't know if it was an a cappella group or a Jamaican group or something. They used to always just ride in the back of a truck, and they had the little drums and stuff.
That's
You know what? They
pretty
were very
cool.
entertaining.
Yeah.
They really were. So
Throw some decorations on.
yeah, it wasn't a whole lot to it, but they were very entertaining. They were having a ball playing the drums and I don't know if they had like a I don't know what you call a soap pan and a stick with some string on it or something. But you know what? But they made
That
pretty
would
good
be
music. It was cool.
really
Yeah,
cool.
it was. So we're always looking.
Okay.
We're always open for ideas. Any ideas? Please share them with me.
Okay. Gotta have your own TV. You should do a promo here.
I think you're already running something for us. I
Okay.
saw something caught my eye a few days ago
Okay.
about the 4th of July.
I probably
It's
shouldn't have
already-
said anything because
Yeah, you guys are ahead of
need
the
to
curve.
watch
I think you
more.
just do it for us now. I think we're on
we love you,
auto.
Mike.
We're on auto promo or something.
Autoplay.
Yeah,
Autoplay.
is that what we do? Yeah. And you got all these new graphics. You guys, I tell you, people at BCAT, I was just in your control room. It's been
Cutting
a
edge
year since I've been
technology.
over there. I don't know if the folks at home have any idea just how professional we are here at BCAT and the quality of programming that we pop out here, right
Glad
here
you
in Burlington.
approve.
Is
You used to do your own show here too. That's how I got.
I might be back doing that
Involved.
someday. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah.
Because I think my daughter, that was her directorial debut.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the
That's right. Yeah, I
little-
used to bounce her on your knee while you were in the.
Yeah. Actually, I had to turn
All the,
sideways
boards back
because she
there.
wanted to press the buttons.
Mhm.
But I don't think she could do that anymore.
She probably knows how to run it now. by now.
Probably. So, okay, we have a couple
Yeah,
minutes
okay.
left. And I have best story, best memory that you've experienced in the past 4 years running.
It would have to be Linda would have to be the first one. It was the most nerve-wracking. Again, none of us had any experience. We worked very, very hard to pull it all together. And then the forecast for a hurricane.
Was that the hurricane one?
It
Oh,
was just
man.
heartbreaking for us. We were so disappointed thinking that all of this effort was going to be for naught, and we agonized over that, for 48 hours. And you know what? We said no. We're not going to. We put too much into this. We are going to deliver to the
Wow.
people of Burlington, rain or shine, hurricane or not. And I think that was our defining moment. Nobody was really sure what was going to happen, how it was going to go. And when the last piece left the starting line,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like a weight was lifted off of
Done.
my shoulders. And then I arrived
Oh, wow.
sometime later at the American Legion to an enormous crowd down there.
Wow.
And everybody was just thrilled and couldn't believe that we actually
Let's get
pulled
indoors.
this off at the 11th hour
Wow.
with virtually no experience. So I'd have to say that's my
That's
proudest
your
moment.
proudest
It gets a
moment.
little bit easier each year after that. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
So,
So it's been fun, but again, this somebody else wants to come on and help up and maybe be sitting here instead of me next year.
We'll get Terry back
I'll
next year.
I'll hand the baton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
So-
very much for
You're
coming
welcome.
on.
Well, thanks again
I'm
for-
really looking forward to participating, and your enthusiasm is just like getting me wanting to go
Oh,
home
well,
and
good.
do more.
Good.
So.
Yeah, I'll get excited. Who doesn't like a parade, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone at home for tuning in this evening, and I hope you found our discussion as exciting and as enthusiastic as I have. And I will see you around town, and I'll see you on the 4th. Good night.